Get ready to hear the truth about America. A news show that isn't allergic to the facts. The Bold Conservative. Now, here's your host, James Ledbetter.
Good morning to all my bold conservatives. Today we're going to be discussing William Barr's reaction to the fake news media and their coverage of the release of the IG report. Hold on to your mega hats. This is the Bold Conservative Show.
Before I go into a couple of other questions, let me just sort of button this up. I think a lot of people will hear what you're saying here and think, well, that's just Bill Barr defending Trump. Your concern about the FBI's investigation is what? Civil libertarian?
I think our nation was turned on its head for 3 years. I think based on a completely bogus narrative that was largely fanned and hyped by an irresponsible press.
All right. So, as you heard, A.G. Barr is blasting the irresponsible press for fake news reports on the IG report. And this is all they do. They have nothing else but to tell lies. And that's the best that they've got. So, Attorney General William Barr blasts the completely irresponsible press Tuesday, as well as the FBI for their irresponsible roles in pushing the debunked theory that the Trump campaign colluded with the Russian government in 2016. So from 2016 on, Rachel Maddow and all these other crazy people have been pushing this insanity, folks. And you get on Twitter and all of the alt-left trendies are celebrating and by the way, the Democrats have pushed articles of impeachment. They've announced that they are going to go for impeaching the president and they're going to vote on it. However, this is going to be a black mark on the Democrats because when we regain the House, we're going to investigate this whole mess, this whole impeachment, which will clear Donald Trump's name. And I'm really, really angry at some of the Republicans who were saying that A.G. Barr did not dispute the IG Horowitz report, like Lindsey Graham, for instance. I've lost all faith in Lindsey Graham. What are they doing? We don't hear anything we hear from what he's going to do. We hear what he plans on doing, but what is he actually doing? He literally said that A.G. Barr had no dispute with the IG report, which is crazy because right after the IG report comes out, A.G. Barr puts out a statement, and you can read that on this as well. But here's the thing. Barr said in an interview with NBC's News, as you heard, he disagreed with the Justice Department Inspector General's report released Monday and said the FBI had a legitimate, this is what the IG report said, that the FBI had a legitimate rationale to open an investigation into the Trump campaign's associates in July of 2016. This is spying on a political opponent. Something that if Trump had, they're planning to impeach Donald Trump because he was on a phone call with Ukraine asking the Ukrainians to look into why the prosecutor that was investigating Hunter Biden was fired. President Trump wanted to know. That has nothing to do with Joe Biden. That has to do with Hunter Biden and Burisma. So if Donald Trump had done what Obama had done and spied on his opponents, you would never hear the end of it. But he didn't. So the fake news media, the anti-Trump, never Trumpers are celebrating and putting out fake news saying that the FBI had a legitimate reason for spying on the Democrats' political opponent, their biggest political opponent. You hear the hypocrisy in this. Please tell me you hear the hypocrisy in this. I constantly keep saying that this is ridiculous. So Barr said he believes the FBI may have acted in bad faith in opening the investigation. He went on to say, I think there were gross abuses and inexplicable behavior that is intolerable in the FBI. He also said, I think that leaves open the possibility that there was bad faith. So the Inspector General's office said the FBI had a proper predicate for opening the investigation. However, the report also laid out in extensive, if that's the word I'm looking, extensive evidence the FBI agents omitted and withheld the information regarding the Steele dossier being fake, being unreliable. They didn't put that in the report, and neither is the fake news media. And they left all that out. That does not give the FBI reasonable suspicion to spy on you or me or Donald Trump. So here's the thing. Here's some of the headlines. So Time News said the Inspector General's FBI report should disturb Republicans. And this is what the article excerpt says. Fair-minded readers of the Justice Department Inspector General Horowitz report detail his investigation of the FBI's decision to open its Crossfire Hurricane investigation into potential leaks between Russia and multiple Trump campaign aides should be experiencing a dash of deja vu. For the second time this year, a comprehensive report has cleared an important American institution of the worst form of misconduct. Cleared. So Time says that FBI is cleared. They don't mention anything about lying to the FISA court. The FBI, James Comey lied to the FISA court. So here we have fake news. So if you are a liberal and you're reading this, this is what you think. You don't think that anything was wrong. You think that Trump colluded with Russia and there was a reason for the investigation. So Bloomberg, their major headline today is new DOJ report debunks Trump's conspiracy theories. And the excerpt goes on to say, that's not the main thing happening. In fact, what a lot of Republicans from the president on down are doing is flat out lying about the report that debunked conspiracy theories that they've been running for a long time. Conspiracy theories. What Bloomberg is trying to say here is that it's a conspiracy theory that Trump was spied on in the first place. And Rachel Maddow, she calls Spygate a conspiracy theory and doesn't mention See, none of them mentioned that the FBI lied to get the FISA warrant. None of them do. Washington Post, major headline. FBI was justified in opening Trump campaign probe, but case plagued by serious failures, Inspector General finds. So, justified. They don't, you notice how the fake news media stops using the word alleged when it's something they want to hear? They stop using the word alleged. What that headline should have said is, according to Inspector General, FBI was allegedly justified in opening Trump campaign probe. Now, if that had been something they didn't want to hear or they didn't want to report, they would have threw allegedly in there, according to Inspector General finds. Yeah, this is what we're dealing with, folks. This is the end of honest reporting. They're not reporting what they should be reporting. They're reporting what their Twitter insane idiots want to hear. They're not reporting the truth. If they were to report the truth, they would lose so many readers. Look at last year, earlier this year, right in the middle of the year. What did New York Times do? They posted a true headline. And what did the Twitter idiots do? They started talking about they were going to stop reading. They were going to boycott the New York Times because the New York Times told the truth. So what did the New York Times do? The New York Times changed the headline because they were scared that these Twitter idiots were going to boycott them and they were going to lose money. That's what all the liberal media is doing. Fox News, they're just crazy. They're falling, and I've said it in many podcasts that Fox News is starting to go alt left because everybody thinks Twitter is the real world. And what do we hear? What do we hear these days? Voters back home, whenever the Democrats, like with this Trump impeachment thing, whenever the Democrats go back home and speak to their constituents, they find that most of their constituents are angry about this impeachment thing. Because that is, the impeachment thing is the Democrats taking the vote away from the people. Like they don't trust the people's judgment. Because they don't. They do not trust your judgment. They do not trust any of the Democrats' judgment. Here's what they say. We're going to do what we want to do because we know better than you. And this is what the Democrats have been saying the whole time. So the report said the FBI agents working the case failed to disclose explanatory information regarding Page and George Papadopoulos, another former Trump aide. FBI agents also withheld information that called the credibility of the dossier author Christopher Steele into question. In other words, he was not reliable. So now, after reporting what they're reporting, now all the leftist lunatics are thinking that the Steele dossier is fact and that Christopher Steele is a genius, that he is some sort of deity now. So they neglected to tell these idiots this. They skipped over it. So Barr doubles down in the interview on remarks he made earlier this year that he believed the U.S. government spied on the Trump campaign associates. And why not? Because it's the truth. That's what happened. There's so much evidence that this happened. It was clearly spied upon, Barr said, of the FBI's actions toward the Trump campaign. That's what election surveillance is. Going through people's emails, wiring people up, and wiring their phones up, wiretapping them, listening to their every word. And what do we have in the Congress? We have Adam Schiff spying on Devin Nunes because Devin Nunes wouldn't let Adam Schiff have his way without giving him a fight. So what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to just let them do whatever they want to do. And if you don't let them do what they want to do, they're going to spy on you. They're going to subpoena your phone records. And that's what Representative Collins said. I better watch out what I say, or else Adam Schiff, I'll be the next one on Adam Schiff's subpoena list for phone records. This is insane, folks. And they're getting away with it. Nobody's doing anything to stop them. So it's up to us. We have to stop them. We have to stop them the legal way. Well, that's all the time we have for today. I thank you all for listening. These will get longer and longer as I start getting more people. I thank you for listening. Y'all have a great, great day. But first, I want to mention one of our sponsors. The original Patriot Survival Company, My Patriot Supply, was founded by people with a passion for self-sufficiency and food independence. My Patriot Supply not only understands the drive to practice emergency preparedness, they are active participants in the survivalist lifestyle. They believe that freedom, true freedom, comes from attaining a certain level of self-reliance. My Patriot Supply prepares you for any type of emergency. I ordered several of their kits just to try them out. The food tastes great and the cooking vessels are grade A, top-of-the-line accessories. They sell everything from supplies of food, cookware, and battery packs and charging systems. You never know when tragedy will strike. So being prepared when it does is priority number one. Their food packs are great tasting and have a 25-year shelf life. Most of their packs will last a family 3 months or more. So don't hesitate to make one of the most important decisions of your life. Prepare now. Order your survival kits from My Patriot Supply now. The link will be in the description below.
To all my bold conservatives. To all my bold conservatives. To all my bold conservatives. To all my bold conservatives.